Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and by the title of this video, you probably know what we're going to be talking about. Why gay influencers need to do better, why some of these people are really not, they're letting down the side in the nicest way that I can say it. So in this video, there's going to be two parts. There's going to be, the first part is like why I'm making this video, and there's like a particular event that happened 3 weeks ago that was pretty disgusting and horrible, and I'm not going to be able to directly allude to it because of community guidelines, and it's a horrible thing that I don't want to promote, but whatever. The second half is sort of a more broad analysis of the gay influencer, what we do, the kind of content we try to do when controversy is a good thing. So people try to stir up controversy and they actually end up just generating hate and discord and rhetoric inside the community, or whatever you want to call it. So that's what we're doing. So the first part, the reason why I'm making this video, 3 weeks ago, some creators decided to advertise some of their content in a very suggestive, very inappropriate way. And like I said, I apologize. I'm not going to be able to directly name anybody or sort of allude to what they did directly, but let's just say it was not good at all. It was very damaging. It was everything that the very vocal anti-LGBT groups say about us. It was playing into all of that. It was very much completely inappropriate. And the creators, one of them in particular, has decided to double down and say well, everyone else does it, so I don't get why I'm in trouble. And it's that really highlights why we have such a problem in this community particularly. So yeah, they decided to really double down on everything they did and stand by it. And it's no, you don't get to double down and stand by something that is inherently vile and just wrong. And this is part of a problem with advertising specific kinds of services and things. And look, I'm not here to throw stones or to get mad at people for trying to earn a living, for trying to exist. Body positivity. There's a whole bunch of things that we could go into. I'm not here to bash any of that. I'm not here to get on my high horse and act like I'm better in some way. However, when you take that next step of being edgy or being suggestive or whatever, and it happens because all of these people are sort of racing to try and be number one. They're trying to be get their name out there. They're trying to be the one, and this is a result of that because you're trying to constantly push the envelope, or at least these people are. I don't really care, but the problem is you play into these incredibly harmful stereotypes and these ideas of what it is to be a gay man, and it's a real problem because by playing into those things, people will confirm their dislike of people, and they'll be oh, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is why I don't hang out with these people. This is why these people shouldn't be able to marry. This is why these people shouldn't be able to vote. We should get them all concentrated in some kind of summer camp or something, if you know what I mean. And I just really hate seeing that kind of stuff, and I hate being associated with that kind of behavior and that kind of activity. It's really, really frustrating because for the most part, I get a lot of very supportive community comments and things like that, especially YouTube. This is by far my favorite social media, and I think you guys know this. The long form stuff, being able to actually talk to you guys and listen to your comments. And, like, I love that. I love being able to just kind of like stalk your comments and stalk your profiles and just be like, yo, this is so cool. I love that this person is willing to share their life with me and say, like, oh, this is my experience. You know, I love it. What really infuriates me is being associated with other content creators and influencers who are just incredibly toxic. They play into these things because they know that they're going to get views and they'll get clicks and they'll make money. Um, and just being associated with them like makes like everything I do a little bit harder. Like what I do is not terribly difficult. Um, like it's a lot of like staying up and, making sure that you're on top of stuff. But the biggest thing that annoys me is the association with other people who do the same kind of stuff that I do. And I really dislike that. So, these people need to do better. Which kind of brings me to part 2 of this video, where I'm just going to talk about gay influencers in general and the content that they make on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and like all of those places. Do better, like, please. if you're an influencer and your content is sort of like making fun of people's age, making fun of people's appearances, I don't know, just really like being the catty kind of gay man that you see on Drag Race. I want you to know something. The people on Drag Race doing that are doing it as like a satirical role, like they're playing a part. You meet these people in real life, and I have. They are the nicest, sweetest, most supportive, most kind-hearted people you will ever meet. They play a character on these shows because it is like the stereotypical catty gay man who's a drag queen. And I think like that has kind of like spiraled into this idea that like gay people in general have to be this like really callous, really like mean, really sort of offensive kind of people. And so you'll see content of these influencers who act like that, or who like make content about, oh my god, this like old man was like trying to hit on me and it was just like stop. Like, what are you doing? Why are you playing a character? Why are you being mean to someone who is getting older? I've said it before and I will say it again, and I will die on this hill. Making fun of someone for their age or calling them like a creepy old man is ridiculous, because at the very best, you should hope to be able to age. You should hope to be able to get older. And I see this with like people making fun of like, oh my god, this like guy came up to me and was like hitting on me at the club and he was just like the creepiest man. No, he wasn't. He was just, trying to get to know you and feeling probably super awkward and insecure about it. And to blast someone on social media and to make everyone else feel super insecure about ever coming up to, like, one of the problems we have in the gay community is this idea of like, I don't know how to meet people. Like, I don't want to be on an app. I want to meet people organically. And then you make fun of people when they try and meet you organically, and you make the whole community feel super insecure about going up to someone and saying, hey, my name's Jax, like, what's yours? Like, it's really nice to meet you. Like, you make that immeasurably harder when you do this like callous, like catty sort of video about like, oh, this guy came up to me and he would not leave me alone. And it's like, seriously, that is so insecure. That is so rude and mean. And it just sets such a bad tone in the whole community, in our whole way of being able to meet each other off of these stupid dating apps that everyone agrees we don't like. Nobody is like, oh, I love these apps. These are just the best thing on the planet. Nobody says that. And so like, I just like, I guess like I wish, and I know that none of these influencers like watch these videos, so like it really doesn't matter, but you guys watch them. And I guess what I'm really asking is that when you see a gay person on social media and you follow them, and maybe you have them on OnlyFans, maybe you have them on Instagram or whatever, I really want you to ask, like, is this person like a positive influence? Like, sure, they might be pretty, they might be a nice looking person, but are they like a good person? And I've really started to do this. Like, I've started to kind of remove a lot of the influencers, a lot of these like pretty boys, because I've realized like, oh, they're actually really horrible people that I don't want influencing my daily like insecurities. Like I don't want these people like living rent free in my head. Um and so like yeah, I really like encourage you to just thoughtfully go through who you follow. And I mean this is a good exercise no matter what. But go through who you follow and ask yourselves like, is this person, you know, making my life better? Is this person like helping me feel like a well-adjusted human being? Or is this person really affecting me in a negative way and making me feel insecure about my age or my nose or whatever? Because like I have gone away from watching some of these people's videos on like TikTok or something, thinking like, oh, man, I need to be better. I need to be prettier. Like how do I change what my nose looks like? How do I change what my voice looks like? You know, like there are people that make fun of like voice and like how can you change that? How can you affect that in a permanent way? You can't. It's not. And you shouldn't have to because your voice is probably beautiful. And it's just these horrible people who make horrible content that make you feel insecure and make you feel not good. And I think if we all collectively just like stopped watching these people, they would either disappear and go and find something that they can do that actually makes the world a better place, or they would change their content and maybe be like, oh, maybe I could be like a supportive person and I don't have to like tear people down. Um, I think a lot of these influencers also have this idea that if another influencer is winning, they're suddenly losing. Um, and so it's like this race, and just like I was talking in part one of this video, they feel like the creators feel like they have to be the edgiest, the most outrageous and suggestive and all of this stuff in order to really make it in the whole space. um because they feel like, oh, this guy's doing so well, he's taking away from me. No, he's not. That's not how social media works. That's not how life works. So many people think life is like a zero sum game, like, oh, this person got 1 point, which means I lost 1 point. That's not how life works. That is not how life works. It is very plausible for humanity to be a win-win, for everybody to be doing well. It is very possible. um and that's just like it's something that we don't quite understand, and like technology and the development of society is kind of making it more apparent. But it's very obvious that we could all win. The sun is free energy. Like we have the ability to have like everything everybody wants. And I just really dislike this whole like, well, I got to get ahead of him, I got to create outrageous content, I have to you know like annoy people on the street with outrageous questions and make them like, there's so much content out there that is just so toxic. And I've talked about this before with the idea of like really being careful of the content you consume. And you should be consuming content that makes you feel good, makes you feel empowered, makes you want to make meaningful and impactful change in the world or your life. um, the content that makes you a better human is what you should be consuming, or the content that makes you truly happy. Like my Instagram is literally nothing but like nature and like spiritual quotes and Alan Watt quotes. And like my Instagram makes me feel so much at peace. And then like I'll turn it off and just go outside because I'm just like, you know what? I love this. I love nature. I love being around this. This is where I want to be. This is what makes me happy. Um, so yeah, just like, I don't know, I'm doing it right now, but like maybe just think like Pride Month is coming up. A lot of creators are going to be making a lot of stupid content, a lot of really outrageous content that's going to make you want to click. And just ask yourself, this Pride Month, I want to see good representations of the gay community. I want to see representations that make me feel seen, that make me feel beautiful, that make me feel heard. Because that's what we should be doing. There is so much toxic content on the internet. It is not just the gay community. I am not just calling out this stuff, but I'm saying that if you're a creator or an influencer or someone in the LGBT space, please understand that you represent a huge amount of people that are still in the closet, that are still trying to come to terms with themselves. You are representing people who have been out of the closet and have fought for our rights for the last 80, 90 years. You are representing and speaking for a huge amount of people who for a long time have not had a voice. And so what I'm asking is be a little respectful of that voice and like appreciate everyone, you know, who walked before you and who will walk after you, because these people deserve everything. These are genuinely good-hearted, loving people. These are the fun gay uncles and aunts of all of these like future people coming up in the world. And there is a little bit of responsibility that comes with that. You know, there shouldn't be a huge amount of pressure, but there is a responsibility to lift people up, not push them back in the closet, not make them feel like, you know, this whole world is so toxic and not worth being in, because the world is so worth being. It is so worth being here. It is such a beautiful place. And yeah, I just like, you know, we should all be doing better. I should be doing better. Like, this is all advice I'm giving myself as much as I'm giving anyone else. Um, you know, build people up, you know, make jokes at your own expense, you know, go for that. But don't make fun of things that people can't change, that they shouldn't have to change. That's nothing wrong with them. Don't point out factors in people that, you know, they have no business changing because they're beautiful the way they are. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents. I'd love to know what you think. You know, this whole video has been like, I've tried filming this actually 2 or 3 times because it is strange being a gay influencer and telling gay influencers to do better. And I don't really like that whole like, you know, like stones in glass houses kind of thing. Like, why am I like, I don't have a right to tell these people to do better, but you know, I'm telling myself that just as much. You know, this video stands for what I need to do better just as much. So yeah, it's been a difficult video to film, essentially, is what I'm saying. But we will see. Maybe you'll see this one. Maybe you won't. Maybe I'll be refilming it. I don't know. But again, thank you so much for everybody who watches these videos, who leaves constructive and amazing comments. Call me out when I need calling out. You know, like I need it just as much as anyone else does. And today, this is coming out. This is going to come out just before Pride Month starts. And so my message is, take this next month to love who you are. Do the things that you want to do. If you're going to a parade, be safe, hydrate, enjoy. If you've never been to a parade like me, maybe consider going. I'm kind of considering going. I might not go, but we will see. A lot of the pride parades in Alberta don't actually happen until September and August, and I'm not here for August, so we will see. But if you're going, be safe, connect with people you love, build people up, don't tear them down. There is no need to ever tear someone down. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me like rant on. And as always, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow.